Hello! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Here's what the box looks like. And that's the spelling of Gabby's name. The website is schifferbooks.com, I believe. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Schiffer, yep. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. It's illustrated by Jesse Reish, and then I believe there's a website at the bottom there, hayhouse.com, if you're interested. And the dice, I use a 22-sided dice for the Major Arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And then I use a 14-sided dice for the Minor Arcana, and then a 4-sided dice to decide the element. Those dice, I believe they all came because I got an updated one from this place where I think it's Math Art Fun, I believe. I can't see it on the camera myself right now, but hopefully you can see the website if you want to check it out. I believe it's Math Art Fun. Math Art Fun, yep. All right. That being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much, and let's go on to your read. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Okay, so nothing bad. So I know me and my stupid mouth. Let's go a little farther. Although that doesn't really phase Aries sometimes. So let's go a little bit further before we. Okay. Chariot showing up for you. It's usually loyalty. When it comes to Aries, it talks about loyalty in my opinion. Things that keep moving. It sometimes has a family feel to it. Could be close friends, things like that. People you work with. Could be coworkers if you feel your coworkers are loyal to what you need. The situation is very interesting to me because I feel like wherever you are currently in this situation, it feels very random that you got there. It's just kind of like certain things just kind of showed up and you're like, I guess I'll do it, and I just do it. And it was one of those moments where it's just kind of like I want to keep myself busy. For whatever reason, you just wanted to keep yourself busy, and you made some progress, and this is how you ended up where you are in this situation. I feel like also, however you got here, you didn't really overthink it. You were just doing what you wanted to do to keep yourself happy. It's just kind of like, this works for me for now. For a lot of you, I feel like I didn't really want to deal with people. And that's one of the reasons I kept busy. So like if I'm busy doing this, I don't have time to deal with them. If I'm busy doing that, I don't have time to deal with them. I just kept myself moving. I just kept myself getting things done. And I moved forward. I feel like you moved forward with this situation, whatever it is. Ended up in a position I wasn't really trying for, but I'm like, okay, this works. It's fine. It's not bad. I'm not worried about it. I'm not upset about it. Judgment is going in your favor. So you get to move ahead. I feel like you're very well liked. Aries is an interesting energy because I get along with Aries. I like Aries a lot. But I also feel like there's a lot of Aries people that would tell me, it's like, well, Aries tends to be brutal with the truth. It's just like, this is what it is. So there's a lot of people that get rubbed the wrong way very easily with that. For whatever reason, maybe because you've been very busy, people are happy with you because you get things done right, you address problems immediately. Some of you might have more of a diplomatic way of dealing with things, kind of like you're very forward with the truth, but you're careful about how brutal you are with it. It's kind of like, oh no, it's coming forward, this is what's happening. But you might be like, I know I have to choose my words wisely if I want this to actually correct. So you're very liked. I keep getting this pushback energy from Aries in the sense of like, well, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here because I should be. which totally makes sense. But I also feel like Aries knows that, you say things the way you say things. Usually you don't care if people like it. That's usually Aries' motive, kind of like, I'm going to say the truth. If they don't like it, then that's their problem. If I'm wrong, let me know. You're where you're supposed to be. I don't know, I'm just going to show this card because I feel like this is just saying you're where you're supposed to be. You were supposed to be where you are. It says Isis, right? Isis inspiration. Like the universe wants you to be here. This is a good thing for you and other people. You have a certain view of life. It's very beneficial. I'm going back to this again. I do feel like, and maybe it's not always, maybe some of you have just been using this situation for this. I'm thinking of a specific Aries I haven't talked to in a couple decades, but they were very much kind of like, at work, I'm careful how I say things, but that's the only place I'm going to do it because I don't have the energy for it. I just remember them saying that to me, kind of like, at work, yeah, I'm careful how I say things, but that's it. Not with family, not with actual friends, only at work. That's the only place I'm going to do that. I will not, they wouldn't lie, but they would kind of like, before I say it, let me choose words a little differently. And they would also tell me that sometimes that's very stressful because they just want to call something out, but they have to think about it first. It took some energy from what I understand. This might be one of those situations where you forced yourself to kind of like, before I say this, let me think about how I want to say this. Aries is usually quite like, poof, this is just what it is. So it's interesting. It's kind of, but Aries is also very strategic. If you've decided you need to, you will do what you need to do. All right, so moving forward, it does feel like this energy is moving forward. It does feel like a level up. People don't seem to have a problem with it. Nobody seems to be bothering you. I don't really feel any jealousy or anything like that around you. It seems fine. People are just kind of like, all right, Aries is going to do that now. Okay, that's cool. People seem to be kind of benign about it. There is definitely loyalty here for you. Definitely loyalty here for you, and I get like things keep moving forward. People do like you. People genuinely do like you. It's good. Everything is good. Okay, so the devil is showing up. Now, Aries is not one to back down from the devil, in my opinion. Six of Swords. No, it's the Nine of Swords. That was the dots at the bottom. So it's the Nine of Swords, which is stress, half in, half out. The devil card shows up on the dice too. And the devil. So there's a problem showing up. Okay, this is interesting. This is why this is interesting. You've been doing well at, like, if I'm going to say this, how am I going to say it? Maybe even some of these situations kind of like, I could say something here. Is it going to change anything? No. So why am I going to do that? Why bother? Part of it, it's kind of like, if that's been the case, that's been hard to do. Because Aries doesn't put up with bullcrap. They just don't. So it's kind of like, if you've been, for some of these things, electing to just not say anything, that's difficult. That is difficult because Aries doesn't have tolerance for that. Again, if that's been the case for you, it's a general read. Whatever this is, I feel like I'm trying to not get involved with it. Kind of like, all right, things have been going good for me. People like me. Something is wrong here, and I see exactly why it's wrong, and I don't like it. So it's kind of like maybe that's a them problem. Does it need to be a me problem? It does seem to make you stammer a little bit, because it's kind of like, no, that's wrong, and I don't like that. But I don't know how I'm going to say something and not come across, like, I don't know if it's going to change anything if I say something. And it's kind of like, you know what, maybe I'll just wait and see if they do themselves in. I'll keep an eye on it, but I'll just wait and see if they do themselves in. This is not going to work for you. Okay. I feel like at first I'm just like, you know what, maybe I just won't say anything. I'll just see if they sink their own ship. I keep feeling that energy. They're going to keep messing with the situation, and you're going to hit a limit, and you're going to say what you're thinking. So, yeah. I feel like I'm trying to, like, I don't want this to backlash on me. And again, I keep feeling like I could say something, but is it going to change anything? And that's what I'm more concerned about. I don't want to put myself out there and make myself a target for nothing. Like, why would I do that? At the same time, though, this whatever this problem is, it's probably a person, more than likely. If I don't say anything, it's going to start really getting under my skin. I'm getting that with the Aries energy. It's going to get really under your skin. And it's just going to have one of those moments where it builds, it builds, it builds, it builds, and before you know it, poof, you're gonna blast it. You're going to verbally blast it, and you're just going to be like, I've had it, this is ridiculous, this is foolish, how does nobody else see this, blah, 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 blah. It's just going to happen. It's going to build. The pressure is going to build. Okay, so how could we do this differently that could actually still benefit Aries? Like, how could this still go well for Aries, but still tell their truth? All right, so Aries is very bold. It's not like Aries to kind of like take a diplomatic approach to this, but I'm getting like we have to find somebody we trust, and we got to talk this out with somebody we trust. We got to share this knowledge, and we got to let that knowledge move forward the way it needs to. Aries is somebody who, in my opinion, handles it themselves. They don't really like getting other people involved. That's my opinion of it. Kind of like there's something needs to be handled, I'll just do it. They just step forward and like needs to be said, I'll say it. This is not like the typical energy I get from Aries. They don't really like that. They don't like working behind the scenes. They're just like, if I have something to say, I'll tell you. That's usually Aries energy. So it's a little uncomfortable to say this because I'm like, is this really going to work for Aries? But they're like, yeah, just go with it. So talk to somebody behind the scenes. Talk about your concerns, what you've been seeing, how you're feeling about it. And I feel like if you let them kind of work it out for you, it does seem to... I'm not going to say it solves itself, but I do feel like things change and it doesn't build up. Like having this energy place to kind of like vent it out in a place where I feel... Because I feel like Aries isn't going to just waste... You're not going to waste your time. You're not going to just go talk to the wall, just kind of like, I just need to talk, so I'm just going to talk to the wall. I don't feel like that. Like, I don't mean that to sound cruel, but there's certain people in your life, it's like talking to the wall. I can tell them, but what does it do? Does it improve anything? No. So I'm not like trying to be mean about it, but you know what I mean. You're going to talk to the right person who can actually keep an eye on it and make choices with it, is what I'm getting you're going to do. Kind of like, you know what, so-and-so, I saw this. I feel like this is obvious why that's not working. And I don't think it's my place to deal with it, but it might be your place to deal with it. I feel if you are armed with this information and you can know what I see, you can know what I saw and when I saw it, you can go wait and keep an eye on it yourself. And when you see it happening, you can make your appropriate decisions. This is like trying. This is hard because, again, Aries just usually deals with it themselves. If you're willing to do it that way, I do feel like this starts melding out in the proper way and you don't have loss due to it. So that's fine. So this is like one incident I see coming forward. So it is good, but I also feel like people are also realizing you're paying attention. You might have people that want your input on other things and people who want you to check on other things for them. You might end up getting in this kind of role, whatever this is, where people are like, you know, that was really good that you saw that and you really helped me handle that. Would you be willing to check on this for me, is what I'm getting. Like, somebody might think, like, hey, you know, you're really a stand-up person, Aries. You really, you know, I can trust you. Can you just see if there's anything, like, if you notice anything over there, and if you do, just let me know, and I'll handle it appropriately. And it does help the situation. This is so not what I would expect from Aries. That's not... Aries usually just handles it. So, I don't know. If you can get used to that energy, if you're okay with it, this could go well. Because I'm getting... This is something that could keep moving you forward. You could end up with allies, very powerful allies, for whatever that means. I don't know what you're dealing with. If this is a work situation, people might very much like that you're handling it. You're seeing what's going on, and you're not going ahead and handling it yourself. You're telling them, this is what I saw, this is when I saw it, this is how it came together. Now you can just kind of search it out for yourself, try to find out your own truth and handle it appropriately. It brings in health energy, it brings in healing energy. It keeps you moving forward, but there is stress with it. There's successful stress. And I think, honestly, the most stressful part is kind of like Aries is not one to stay behind the scenes. Aries, it's hard for Aries to not get aggravated with that. So if you're able to make peace with it, you'll be fine. It's up to you. There's a lot of different flavors of Aries. Some Aries can. Other Aries just flat out can't. It's up to you what type you are. Some of them can kind of struggle with it and make it last for a time, but not permanently. Keep that in mind too. I think I'm a Pisces, but I have some very strong Aries placements. So sooner or later, I'm going to say my piece. I also have Aquarius going on. That doesn't help. So I have Aries and Aquarius working together in certain areas. So I only last so long before I'm like, listen, I can't. And there I go. So keep that in mind. So if this situation has success, you can have long-term success with it if you can make peace with that energy. I feel like they're just trying to give you like an outlook about where this is going, where this could go for you, how this could develop. All about if you can. Aries can be very strategic, so if you feel like it's worth it, if it's necessary, you can do it. The question is, how much stress does it bring for you? Again, Aries, bold, right out there, so it's kind of like a weird way for things to go for Aries. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.